Hey, Brandon Heitman here. Today the guys are working on a Shotcrete swimming pool out here in Michigan. It's coming together great. You can see the guys behind me. We got a couple semi-trucks lined up with concrete over at the street. And what they're doing is they're pumping it in with this hose over here. It gets shot with compressed air and they're shooting it on the walls. And then they got their team sculpting it out, making it look pretty, making sure everything's straight. You can see what they're doing out here. It looks really nice. This is a very good alternate option. We do two pools in-house. One is Gunite, one is fiberglass. And what you get with that, with the Gunite, this is what we're doing. Actually, technically it's Shotcrete, but the pool itself is concrete. And what you get with this is you get 10-inch thick walls and rebar. So it's stronger than fiberglass. In my opinion, it's a better solution. It looks better. The only negative is it costs more money. It's about 15 to 20% more on average. And the reason behind it is the labor. They put a bunch of steel and rebar in this thing. They're gonna shoot a lot of concrete, but it's gonna be a stronger shell. The other thing that you get with it is you get to put tile along the water line, so it's easy to clean, and then you could do, the finishes are endless. So you can get some incredible different finishes that look really nice. The other thing that is, it's custom. You can see we're building a lazy river about an hour north of here, so you can build really whatever you can dream. Fiberglass, you're kind of limited, you are limited, and you can only go 16 feet wide because it has to fit on a semi-truck, and the longest you can go is 40. So sky's the limit with Gunite. You can see this one's going to be 8 feet deep. They're going to do a diving board. Over here is our auto cover box. When he hits a button, he's going to be able to cover his pool, which is really nice, no leaves, and it also keeps the heat in. So long-term investment, I think the auto covers are the way to go. They also add a lot of additional safety for kids and stuff like that. You can walk on the covers, they're really strong. We'll show you in other videos, but this is a very nice project. If it was my home, I'd probably go with Gunite because it's a stronger option. Those walls you see there are 10 inches thick, 10 to 12 inches thick of concrete. That floor down there is probably going to end up being like 2 feet thick of concrete. In my opinion too, it also looks better when you do the pebble finish. You can pick any color. Stronger, looks better, easier to maintain, and just like a better structure in my opinion. And then the other thing is the sky's the limit. So what they're doing is, you can see they put the rebar in. First we dig, then we put in our rebar. You can see over here the rebar, they did about 12-inch spacing. This gets inspected by the city before we do it. These are our string lines here they ran to make sure that when they carve it out and groove it out, everything's perfectly square. And you can see they're doing that there. You can see over here we got the groover. He's making sure everything's level. He's making sure everything's straight, and that's his string line there. So very, very good. You know, sometimes it's a great solution too if we're in tight areas. Like fiberglass, you got to literally crane it in. You've seen some videos where we go over the house and crane it in. It gets tricky with power lines, and sometimes it's not that much harder to do this because all we got to do is get an excavator in here, dig this out, the guys come in and lay steel, and then basically everything's coming in. All the materials, be careful. You can see all the materials here is getting pumped into this little hose. It's very strong though, it's compressed air. The Shotcrete machine they're using is about 120K. The trucks coming in is about 300K. And you know, that's what drives the cost up on these things. Our Gunite pools started at about 120K just for the shell and some flat work around it. But the reason why is we literally got to bring in 500K to $1 million worth of equipment. The liability's big. We need to have good insurance, a lot of inspections, and a lot of different team members. On a project like this, we're going to have 15 or 20 different team members that come in and do individual tasks of the project. We got the guys that do the steel, the guys that do the Gunite, then tile and coping guys. Then we have plaster finish guys. Then we got plumbers that come in. Then we get gas and electrical ran to the lights and to the heater. And then the pavers and the retaining wall. And then last sod, sprinklers, fencing. So very important to know all the different team members that get involved in a project like this. A lot of people get tied up in price because they've never done anything like this, but there's a lot behind it that makes the price go high. And one thing you should consider when you're selecting a contractor is not to go with cheapest price, because usually they're cheapest price for a reason. This homeowner is got his own day job. He doesn't want to come out here and manage. Exigent's going to manage start to finish this entire project, and he's not going to worry about a single thing. And he's going to be doing what he does best, which is his profession and making money so he can pay for something like this. So very important. I see a lot of homeowners make this mistake, and they get like 3 or 4 different bids, and they go with the cheapest bidder, and then they call us and say, hey Brandon, I screwed up, can you fix the mess? We have that happen a lot, and every year we have multiple occurrences where we're coming in and fixing other people's mess because they promised something and didn't deliver, or they cut corners. There's a lot to this. This structure is a lot of money, and if it fails, it costs you a lot of money. So very important to make sure you go with a reputable company, somebody that knows what they're doing, and somebody that's going to stand behind their work. Because this is a massive project, and the last thing you want to do is do it wrong. And there's a lot going on here. You've got the steel, you've got the concrete, you got the tile, the coping, the pool finish. Then we're going to have a retaining wall built in, the whole bin, the pool deck. A lot going on here. You can see we got a lake over there, so there's a lot of groundwater they're running into. Everything has to be perfect. Pitches, elevation, thicknesses, otherwise you can have problems. So very, very important to make sure you're selecting the right homeowner for your project. There's a lot that goes into a massive project like this. And I hope this video brings you some good value. Hit the subscribe button, notification button below. And we're going to show you exactly what goes into projects like this and help you as the homeowner make the right decision when you're selecting a contractor. Hope you enjoyed this video.